coming to you from my bedroom, and I'm not gonna lie, I had to move a pile of clothes out of this chair to be able to sit in it. Can you relate? Oh my goodness. I'll see you in a second. Hello, my friends. For those of you who are thinking, oh my goodness, here is another video about the journal. Don't lose hope. This is the last one for a while, a few days at least. I just found it necessary to answer some questions that I've been asked, and this was the best way to get the information across. So never fear. We will come to you soon with more videos that are not journal related. So make sure you subscribe to this channel, please, and make sure you subscribe to the journal. Deadline for that is coming up soon. See the link below. Hello, my friends. Coming to you today to share some questions answers to questions you've had about the journal. Welcome to Heritage Ways. I'm in our bedroom, mine and Mr. Patient's bedroom, next to one of our trees. Now, we put this up at Christmas time, unless you think, oh my goodness, woman, you're late and taking your trees down. We leave this one up on purpose. This tree has symbolism to us, and we leave it up at least through the middle of February. So this is our love themed tree, and it is in our bedroom, and every decoration on the tree means something to us and to our relationship and our marriage. So I thought I'd come in here and sit beside the tree. I'm going to answer some questions that you've had. And so let's jump right in. Also, I do hope, now, I hope that when you see this video, you can scroll down to the description box, and you should be able to, if I've had time to put all these questions and answers on my website, then there will be a link there, and you can just click and have a another place to get the questions answered. Number one, what is the journal, and how often does it come out? The journal is a newspaper that we've put out one issue so far. I'm working on my second issue. I say my, but it is a community paper, y'all. It is put, folks, the Heritage Ways community, folks are sending in content, news from home, and that kind of thing. We'll talk about content here in a second. But you all are sending in content, and I'm just putting it all together and then filling in a few pieces. So it is a newspaper for you and by you. The newspaper is sharing community simply, and that's what it is. That's the tagline of the newspaper. It comes out, Lord willing, it's going to come out 6 times a year. Now, this year is different because this January, this past issue that just went out, is kind of the introductory issue, and the cost stood on its own. From now on, I'm going to offer only a yearly subscription, and I want it to be every other month. So in order to do that for this calendar year, I needed to kind of squeeze the issues together. So the next one comes out February, then March, and then May, every other month after that. The journal is a newspaper that the goal is to make us feel comforted, peaceful, joyful, the opposite of fearful, the opposite of anxious. The purpose is to make us feel, well, we are part of a community, but it's to remind us, it's to give us physical proof, it's to comfort us, it's to help us all know that we're not alone. It's for those of us who, we talked about this in several videos before, we all agree, well, many of us agree that we wish we could go back to what seemingly were simpler times. And in this day and age, that seems like anything before 2020. All right, how to subscribe. All right, there are currently 5 ways to subscribe to the yearly edition. It is too late to get the intro copy. that is over and done with. That had to have been taken care of by the end of January. There are 5 ways to get the yearly subscription, which costs $12 in the United States and $15 outside of the United States. I do ship a paper copy outside of the United States, anywhere outside of the United States. Incidentally, I don't provide digital copies because the number one, the way I've got it set up on the document, it's all scrambled if I sent a digital copy. The pages are all scrambled. But number 2, the purpose is for us to have a paper something in the mail, or mailbox, post office box. So that is the ultimate purpose of why we only do the paper copies. 5 ways to subscribe. Number 1, you can mail a check to HomeHeritageWays. All the information is down below as far as where to mail it. You can make the check out to HomeHeritageWays or bank order or whatever. Number 2, Venmo. If you're familiar with Venmo, information is below. You can Venmo us $12, $15 US outside of the United States. Number 3 is PayPal. It's not my favorite because they kind of gouge me with charges. It's not my favorite, but I know a lot of people like to use PayPal, so just know that, you know, if you have another way of paying, that would be preferable to me, but if that's the only way you have, then that is absolutely fine, and we absorb the charges. They charge a minimum, I think it's 30 cents plus 2.9% on every transaction. So, PayPal's the 3rd one. The 4th one is to barter. I wanted to offer a barter system, and that was, I had an amazing response on the barter system for the intro offer. Surprisingly amazing response. I had so many people to take me up on that, and that is to send stamps. I don't remember how many stamps, so I'll write that down below. But anyway, it's all in the description box. But you can mail postage stamps to me instead of money, no money. And then the 5th one is our top level patrons, which are the heritage keepers. They receive it for free. They don't have to do anything. You don't have to let me know. You just automatically receive every issue for free when you're at that top level of Patreon. And of course, if you're at that level when it's time to mail out an issue. I want to thank so many of you. Before I even forget and go on, so many folks mailed checks. Some sent a few dollars in cash in the mail with stamps. Some sent extra money through Venmo or PayPal or other ways. I just want to thank y'all so much because we have had startup costs and we've ended up having to buy a printer. We weren't planning to do that. But the one we had was just not working for us with this much volume. Plus we're printing out my cookbooks and selling them. And so we have had a lot of startup cost, and I did not expect, and I'm so thankful for all that extra that folks contributed toward that. And I know, you know, obviously we'll have cost as we go along. We're trying to figure out everything, all of it. I'm trying to figure out all of it. But I just want to thank y'all, those that contributed so very much. I'm not paying myself. I know a lot of you said you wanted it to make my time. You gave some money so that it would be worth my time. I appreciate that, but we've actually put that money towards startup costs. I've donated all my time, hours and hours and hours and hours to do this, and I have loved doing it. So maybe down the road, I can pay myself a little bit of something. I don't know. We'll see. What type of content would I like for you to submit? If you have received the intro copy, you know what kind of content. If you've seen some of our videos, requesting content, then you know. But honestly, here's the simple answer. It's whatever you would like to see in the paper. Would you like to see recipes, helpful hints, news from home from your area of the world? That's what I really am interested in, folks sending in the news from home. There's so many ideas that can't even think of all of them. Along those lines, I will be taking up a lot of people on their offers to help. And so we may have different folks fielding and accepting the different content as we go along. And that just means we're growing. We're growing into a paper that you can be excited about and proud of to be a part of. So I do want to make sure, I said this in the last video I did, please, 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 I'm going to fuss a minute, don't let the enemy tell you you're not a writer or you're not good enough or you don't know enough to submit content for the paper. Y'all, this is just a paper from about folks, from folks, to folks, just folks. Like Mr. Patient says, he says, I'm just folks. So you don't let the enemy tell you you can't write something, because you can. And I correct, I don't correct what is written or anything like that, but if there's a misspelling, you know, my computer shows that to me and I correct that, or some punctuation. But we just like to read from the heart. Everybody likes to read from the heart, and that's what this community is about. So please consider submitting on a regular basis. May I give gift subs, give subscriptions? Yes, you may. So when you are paying, however it is you pay, like we've already mentioned, please make a note. Let me know who that's for. Say, you know, I'm Miss Katie and I've already got a subscription for myself, but I'm buying these for my 4 children. And here are their names and addresses. It's that simple. I would like to be able to have at some point some kind of a sticker or some sort of something on the gift subscription newspapers, but I haven't figured that out yet, and that's not on my top of my priority list, but I will work on that. My suggestion is if you've bought a gift subscription for somebody, you let them know that you have done so, please. Next question, may I send a tip or contribution to the effort? Yes, you may. Like I've already mentioned, you can add that, tack that onto your yearly subscription. Or if you've ordered the subscription, but you'd like to, 2 months from now, send a little tip or contribution toward the cost of running the paper, then you can do that in the same ways that you can subscribe, the same payment methods. What if I don't get the newspaper when I think I should? Okay, so it's a little bit different answer when we're talking about the intro copy, the first issue, and then the yearly subscriptions. Let's talk about the yearly subscriptions. There are publication dates on the newspaper now, so you'll know when the newspaper is going to be mailed. It could be mailed a day or 2 prior, but Lord willing, and the creek don't rise, then it would be mailed on the publication dates. If you sent in your payment, especially if you mailed it, because if you did it digitally, you have a record of that, if you did it PayPal or Venmo. If you mailed it in, I'm not able to let you know if I got it. I'm sorry. It's just so much communication coming into me that I'm not able to let you know. And by the same token, I was thinking about it. Other newspapers, when I send in my subscription, they don't let me know they got that either. I just hope they did, and then I get the publication. So because the mail is slow, and because I want to treat you the way I want to be treated, here's what I've decided. If you have not gotten your publication within a good full week after the publication date, which this month is February 22nd, and then the next month is March 22nd. So if you haven't gotten it a full week, then please contact me. Email me and ask me, hey, I sent my money in. I don't really know if it got there because I haven't gotten my paper yet. So I would be happy at that point to check for you after that week has passed. If indeed I have a record that I mailed it, I would ask you to wait 1 more week, because sad as it is, things are still taking 2 full weeks to get from Ohio to Tennessee to my family right now, which is crazy, but that's the way it is, and we have to have grace with everybody. in the system. So if you'll wait another week after that, if you still haven't gotten it, I would ask that you contact me again, and I will be happy to send a replacement. Okay? So that is how we are going to do that. And then the intro copies, kind of the same idea. If you will wait at least a week from right now when you're seeing this video, and then contact me and say, I really want to make sure that my money got to you, I will do the same thing. I will let you know, and then we'll go from there. Another thing is, I really want to ask for grace, because like I said, I am trying to figure all this out and delegate some things, and so I'm trying to figure it out. And there is a very big possibility, because I am human with a lot of balls in the air juggling, and I'm trying my best to be fair and honest and diligent, but I may have overlooked something or someone or an address or something. So please, if you feel like I have been in error, I have failed to send your copy, or I didn't, somehow the wires were crossed or whatever, please kindly just ask me, and have grace if something happens along those lines. All right, that is all the questions that I have had so far. I have had several people offer to help me in different ways, so I'm still trying to figure out, quite honestly, with other things I have going on, I'm trying to figure out how to best utilize all the wonderful folks who have offered to help. And if you still feel called or led to help in some way, let me know. Let me know your skill set. I have several ways that folks can help, and I still have some availability to get some help. So some slots to fill, in other words, I guess. If you have other questions, we'll answer those as time goes on. Let me know what you thought of your journal, and y'all have a good night. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.